After the last glacier receded, about 10,000 years ago, the landscape was pocked with wetlands and grassy prairies. In southwestern Minnesota, this was known as the prairie pothole region. The actual native prairies extended from the central plains of Canada into Texas, all of which is no more. Indeed, less than 1% remains in small patches here and there, an out-of-balance landscape and ecology. This prairie pothole biome was different. Potholes, or what are often called wetlands or sloughs, were shallow depressions left behind by the melting glaciers. Cutting through this grassy prairie were a number of rivers. Chief among them was the River Warren. When the glacial ice dam ruptured where the small town of Browns Valley is now located, the explosive currents of the River Warren cut to the bedrock in many areas. The trough was more than a mile wide in some areas and can still be seen, for it's in that trough where the Minnesota River is found today. There are 14 principal tributaries draining the watershed of the 325-mile-long river that eventually confluences with the Mississippi at Fort Snelling near St. Paul. Besides the potholes and the millions of acres of grassland, the biome, or ecosystem, also included native trees along the riverbanks, and on the basic northern slopes, oak savannas were found. Huge bird migrations blackened the sky. Bison migrated through the prairie grasslands. Eventually came the humans. Indigenous Indian tribes followed the rivers and hunted the highland ridges and hills. It was probably as harsh as it was beautiful. However, it wasn't a land structure that would survive. After 10,000 or so years, the prairie would meet an immigration it could not survive. With the westward migration of Euro settlers in the late 1800s, the prairie biome began to be altered. It was not a transition of peace. War and genocide in the 1850s and 60s started the transformation. Settlers then began breaking the sod, roots so strong and heavy that plowshares were broken. Yet, as time passed, starting in the early 1900s, ditching started to be etched into the land to drain the pothole waters. Then came the tiling of the lands to flush water quickly from the soils. Clay tiling eventually was phased out, replaced by plastics. Now, 99% of the former prairie has been altered. Old-timers claim that before ditching and tiling, the area was ripe with mud and mosquitoes. The birds we now see migrating are minuscule compared to pre-settlement days. Not only is there no balance, there were many issues caused by this transformation. The potholes restored aquifers. This no longer happens. The runoff scours the riverbanks and causes water quality issues. Says the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, of the water bodies studied, no lakes and few streams in the Minnesota portion of the Missouri River Basin met state standards for supporting aquatic life and recreation, fishable or swimmable. Farming practices that don't include winter cover crops and unplowed stock fields are prone to both wind and water runoff erosion. This costs approximately $44 billion a year. Nick Comerford of the Soil Science Society of America says, soil is the source of water and nutrients for plants, as well as a bioreactor to purify and filter water. It is crucial to our quality of life. So we're now farming, growing food on the last frontier of topsoil. David Montgomery, author of Dirt, The Erosion of Civilizations, says the estimated rate of world soil erosion now exceeds new soil production by as much as 23 billion tons per year, an annual loss of not quite 1% of the world's agricultural soil inventory. At this pace, the world will literally run out of topsoil in little more than a century. Rick Cruz, director of the Iowa Water Center, says cover crops, no-till, terraces, grassed waterways, and any number of practices that contribute to soil conservation in row cropping systems helps. Some landscapes are sustainable only under an agronomic system that includes perennial crops, trees, prairies, pasture. Some of the prairie lands remain, less than 1%. There will likely never be a balance between cropland and prairie. So what are we missing? What is a prairie? What follows is a portrayal of native prairies taken from both virgin or never plowed grasslands and fields that have been converted back to native grasses and forms in western Minnesota.